Souci University began as a collaborative effort between a Souci staff member and a board member. The class was created to improve the communication skills of Souci employees and give them a chance to experience a college course setting. Students enrolled in the class attended sessions for 9 months. Their final project was to give a short talk about themselves and what they had learned in the class.
I'm Dylan Berger.
How long have you been with Souci?
I've been with Souci for about a year and a half now.
What is your job at Souci?
I do a little bit of everything. They like to call it an ape, an all-purpose employee. But I'm mainly cashier. I've been cashiering for probably about 8 or 9 months now, but I'm pretty flexible about working there. I like to, they'll have me up at the cashier, but some days I'll come in and they'll switch me to the truck, and I have a pretty good time switching from that, even though I wasn't prepared.
What is one thing you're good at?
Cashiering.
What makes you good at cashiering?
I feel that my customer service helps out a lot. I'm real friendly, not really too shy.
What is something else that you're good at?
Teamwork.
Can you give an example of your teamwork?
Yeah, like I could be up at the register working alone by myself and get called to the back for a donation because a big truckload comes in, and I'm real good at working with them, getting it unloaded, lifting as a team.
What did you learn in this class?
Learned a lot of things. My main one was probably communicating with others, communicating with coworkers, and
What would you tell others who are going to be taking this class in the fall? What suggestions do you have for them?
it's not easy. It is a very fun class. He makes it very simple, but yet fun at the same time.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Ferguson. I've been with Souci since last August of 2014. This is my first time being in retail. I've worked in restaurants many years, but this is my first retail job, and I'm proud to say and very grateful for Souci to accept me and let me work for the many months I've been here. And I wanted to discuss two things of my favorite topics. One of them is, of course, teamwork, and the other one is about helping. And further down, we'll talk about why I like this class. The first one for teamwork is when one of the employees from a couple weeks ago was running behind because they had a busy schedule, and I went up to that employee and asked if they needed extra help, and they felt really grateful, and we worked as a team, and we got everything done within the store, and everything was clean, done, and it was just amazing how all of us work together as a group and we get things accomplished. And there is no I in team. And the other one is helping. I helped a customer a couple weeks ago. She was looking for a cable wire for a cable box that she needed. And I explained it to her that we have cable wires within the electronics. They're pretty much organized, but throughout the day, customers like to go through things and they just move them around. And we try our best to keep it organized, but however, if she couldn't find it, I would make recommendations of other places that may have the wires that she may be looking for, like for example, Walmart or Target or Best Buy, anything in the community that can help her find a certain wire that she needed for a cable box. And in this class, I found out that it was challenging, but the communication skills and all the things that we've learned, like the soda pop bottle trick, we all work together as a team and a group. And the communications skills were just amazing. And I would like to say that this is the grand experience of San Souci that I've known for, this is like newer to me, so this is kind of different from what I've learned in the past. And some people may know about it, but that's okay, because I'm here to talk about San Souci, and I think this is a great opportunity for all those that are interested in getting a better future for themselves and for their families, and it's a way that people can be saying, I can do this for their future. Thank you for having me.
A little over a year ago, I walked in San Souci for the first time, and my life has changed every second. Working here, I've learned so much about not myself, but about how important communication is in not only your professional life, but in your personal life as well. I would say that today I'm going to share with you 2 of my skills I believe make me a benefit to San Souci, and what I've learned from San Souci University to help me better understand not only my skills, but how to improve those skills. I would say my people skills make me a benefit to San Souci. I always go out of my way to help anyone I can, even if it's to put a smile on my face. One of our regular customers, she lives in an apartment next door. She's in a wheelchair. Quite frequently, she needs help getting her purchases home, and I volunteered many times to help her do so. One of these times was a white shelf that she needed for her craft room. I helped her take her shelf home and even put it in her craft room where she needed it, so that way it would be done and over with, she wouldn't have any problems with it. Another one of these times to show my people skills would be a couple weeks ago, whenever a coworker of mine let me know that a week before her 18th birthday that she never had an actual birthday cake. So I had to get her a birthday cake. She deserved a birthday cake. So I went and ordered her a birthday cake with her favorite movie theme on it, got her candles, we all sang happy birthday, and made her blow out birthday candles. Another one of my skills that I think made me benefit to San Souci would be my problem-solving skills. I like to help everybody, so I do everything I can to make a difference in someone's life every day. One of these examples I can give you would be a story of a woman who lost her cane. She tried everything she could to find her cane one day. She changed cart and she misplaced the cart with her cane in. I helped her what I could while I was there, but I was on the register, so I was only able to do so much at that time. So I got her name and number, and I informed her that I would find her cane, and I would contact her, and then she could either come pick it up, or I would even bring it to her home. 10 minutes later, I was able to locate her cane, call her, and she was very grateful when she came and picked it up. She tried giving me a tip, but I told her it was unnecessary. So I had her put it in the DVD fund, which she most graciously did. Another example of my problem-solving skills would be our fitting room consultations that we were having at the end of the day. We'd always have women about 5 minutes or less when we use the fitting room before we close. Well, I thought of the idea of closing down the fitting room 15 minutes before we close to try to prevent the complications of the cart full of clothes or the missing boutique clothing with the tags that I'm moving to the bench. Well, this worked so well that we still have this in play today, and the change has been dramatic. We've noticed a big difference in the boutique tags. We have far less tags taken off and far less carts put up at the end of the day. I've learned so much from San Souci University. Not only have I learned how to make my skills better, but I've been improving the skills that I didn't even realize that I had. I've learned never to make assumptions based on stereotypes, but stereotypes can be useful shortcuts, but don't ever rely on stereotypes. I've learned that there's more parts of the conversation than the words being spoke, that if you pay close attention to the conversation, body language, tone, and the way you word things, that you notice that some of the things that you're saying can be taken the wrong way because of what other people are reading into it. Well, I've spoken to you some time now about my skills, both my people skills and problem-solving skills, and what I've learned about myself, and understanding how important communication is, not only in your professional, but in your personal life. Because of this, I now have a better relationship with my coworkers, customers, and families because of San Souci University and the training and support I've gotten from San Souci. I'm going to be able to not only help myself become the woman I know I am, but improve relationships in and out of work and do everything I can to help make a difference better, thanks to Souci and Souci University.
My name's John Bueller. I've been at Souci for 10 months now, and I don't have no skills. I'm just kidding, guys. You just passed it, Mr. Jim has taught us. I have learned many opportunities for different kinds of jobs, and excuse me, and sometimes lost. God, seriously, Jesus out of me. But we have communication skills that I've been practicing with customers and all the fellow employees I work with. We have also training. Go ahead.
Don't have a heart attack.
Just breathe.
Lost it. I just realized. Our teamwork skills that we've been practicing, especially with the bottle trick that Mr. Jim gave us, is one a good opportunity to practice our leadership training stuff and our teamwork. And other ones we picked up is how to make your resumes and dress for proper education, and working on questions and answers for your job interviews. And mainly, that's basically all I got there. So we're on to the next question. Yeah. Some of my skills I have picked up over there with the help of management and my mentors. I have learned to load and unload trucks, deliver and pick up furniture and items. Learn how to sort clothing, how to hang clothing, receive donations, and help people in the donation center. And, how you guys always over there? And my other things I like to work my way up to be a mentor, or maybe work in some kind of organization for United Way with the help of Cheryl and people from Ivy Tech High School. Ivy Tech College. And that's it. I'm just done for words.
In case you haven't guessed, they asked me to come up here and talk about two of my skills that I'm most proud of, and how I've been able to develop those skills further with the help of this communication class. I'd like to start out with a quote from Abraham Maslow. He said that it is tempting, if the only tool you have is a hammer, to treat everything as though it were a nail. And since I've been with Souci, I've really kind of leaned on that quote. I really understand that quote, because when the deadlines are passing, when the clients are lining up outside my office, when I have employees who are calling for help over the walkie, I reach for a hammer. Thankfully not a literal one, but you know what I mean. It can be really easy to see people as a problem. If you have 1,000 people asking you for something, you just want to get them out of your face and take care of them. But that's not what Souci is about, and that's not what this class has taught me to do. This class is about communication and communicating effectively. It is always important to have control over the message you're sending to people, and always be aware of how you're receiving the message from other people. Two skills I use every day at Souci include my problem-solving skills, as well as my multitasking skills. And when I started, they weren't so great. I won't say this class has done a lot to improve them, but I feel like Cheryl and Erica have both been more than patient with me at times. And I'm further along than I was when I started. It can be really easy to develop an us versus them mentality in retail, even if it's you versus other employees, you versus your boss, you versus the customers. but you have to shy away from that. You can't rely on that, even though if you want to. If you were the manager, theoretically, you could treat customers however you wanted to, but you wouldn't have customers for very long. And Cheryl's shown me that day after day. This job was the first time I was put in a management position, and I wasn't so great at it when I started. I'd have customers coming up and asking me thousands of questions, and I would just give them the answer, and I'd try to get away as fast as I could. But now I take time to explain why the rules are in place. I assure them that the rules apply to everybody equally, and I listen more. If I can make an exception, I will. It's not all black and white like it was when I started. Overall, I'd like to think customers are more happy. My problem-solving skills are better because of that. And small problems stay small. They don't get big and have to go in Cheryl's office that way. Souci is also a very busy place, which is how multitasking comes into it. I've, this week, had to deal with 3 people on a phone call trying to get an auction item for somebody, and Erica and Cheryl both asking where I'm at the same time. It can be very frustrating. And at first I was terrible at multitasking. I cannot describe it enough. I would try and get everything done at the same time. I would fall short on task. I'd have to go back and repeat it many times until Cheryl was satisfied. I wasn't listening carefully, and I didn't ask questions if I didn't understand. A perfect example of that is using a check for the first time. Cheryl would always write me out checks to Walmart, and they would take them, and I wouldn't look twice. But the first time I went to a retail place that wasn't Walmart, I had to write out a check, which is not something they teach in school anymore. That might surprise some of you folks. But it was a learning experience, and I got through it. And now I know whenever I'm going out for shopping for Cheryl, if it's something I haven't heard of, I ask questions. I ask questions again. I ask the obvious question until she gets frustrated and says, "Don't you know this, Logan?" And I say, "No, that's why I'm asking the question." I stop and I listen, and I always ask for clarification. One of the things we learned in this class is the most common cause for misunderstandings is assuming that somebody has the knowledge or experience that you have. That is not always the case. 2 topics stand out for what I learned in this class. There are 5 methods to resolve any conflict, and we also learned about the transaction model of communication. The 5 methods of resolving a problem include avoidance, accommodation, competition, compromising, and collaboration. But out of those 5 choices, there's only one where everybody walks away a winner. And that is collaboration. If you collaborate, you are treating the other person that you're working with as an equal, and you're working together to form the solution. So that's one of the things I use with my problem-solving skills. That has augmented it significantly. And the second one is the transaction model of communication. We learned that while you're speaking, you're not just sending out a message, you're also responsible for receiving other people's messages. And that gets to what I was talking about with multitasking. Whenever you're talking, you should also be listening. Whenever you're listening, you should be talking to make sure what you're receiving is the correct thing. And that's the transaction model. We covered a lot of ground. I cannot even begin to summarize what James taught us in the 9 months that we've been in this class. We did mock interviews, we've done job fairs, we've done discussions about how to be a better employee, what it means to have good customer service. And of course, at the end of it, we all had to get up and give a speech, which terrified most of us. But what I've learned in this class is not just things I apply at Souci. This is stuff that I take home with me, and I think it's made me a better person around my friends and family. Even though Souci University is not an accredited institution, it has had a huge impact on my life. I'd like to thank Cheryl and Erica for putting it all together. They've got a lovely display of food, and I think I'm the last speaker, so we get to eat after Cheryl gets done. And thank you all for coming out to support us. I really appreciate it.
Following the distribution of diplomas, our executive director Cheryl had a few closing thoughts.
Congratulations. You can take that deep breath and relax now, okay? I know this has not been easy for you guys. We did a recent poll at Souci. And public speaking came in number 2 as most common fears. Number 1 was being called to my office. So, a lot of folks have made this possible. I'd like to thank James and Erica for coming up with this idea and making it possible. And here we are 9 months later, and we have our first graduating class. Couldn't be prouder of Souci and you guys. I'd like to thank the other employees because you guys let them go to class, and you guys stayed and picked up their other work, and we had to do extra, but thank you guys so much for letting them to take this class. Now it's their turn to be all by themselves, just 2 or 3 people every night whenever they're gone trying to close down everything. I'd also like to thank our board members for your commitment for Souci's vision to where every person is a success story. You know, you guys are the driving force. You don't get to be in there every day and see, but tonight you've been able to see some of what we've been doing. Every morning after you guys have class, I would say, what'd you guys do? Oh, we played games. Like, oh good, we're paying you to play games. How's this gonna work out? You had been playing charades, or you'd been playing with a ball and a string, or you'd been talking in each other's ears. But I can assure you that just watching you guys, everyone can see the change. The way you communicate with each other and the way you communicate with our customers. And I'm really pretty sure that it also in your personal lives. I'd also like to tell you guys that you have accomplished something that I have not been able to accomplish in my life yet, but I'm getting ready to because I am going to be in the next session. You guys have completed 2 semesters of a college class, and that is such a big deal, and I'm so proud of you. It took all I had not to sit up there and have tears because I was just so proud of you guys and so proud of Souci and what we've been able to accomplish. I want you guys to know that if you choose to stay with Souci or if you move on to better opportunities, always know that I'll be here for you and Souci will be here for you to support you in anything that you do in life. And again, I want to thank you for supporting Souci. You know, you guys, we put you out there, said you're going to do this, and you do it. And a lot of people would balk at it, but you guys did it. You're improving Souci, and you're improving yourselves. And I couldn't be prouder. Thank you.
Overall, Souci University was a huge success. We're excited to see what our graduates are able to accomplish in the future and what the next round of classes will bring.